Dear Ray, Merry Christmas. Sorry if this package gets delayed by a few months. Blame the First Order, or whatever the Empire is calling itself these days.
Materials for this prop include cardboard, aluminum tape, a half-inch diameter dowel rod, a quarter-inch diameter dowel rod, a small wooden spool with a quarter-inch center, adhesive foam squares, pipe cleaners, a hole punch, 5 toilet paper rolls, duct tape, electrical tape, a couple foam cup holders, cardstock, superglue, black acrylic paint, scissors, and a pen or pencil. First, draw and cut out this design. You'll need 8 of it. Cut the dowel rod to 7 inches. Place the half-inch dowel rod over the template as shown so that 4.5 inches stick out. Trace around the dowel rod on the template. Cut the quarter-inch dowel rod to 3 inches. Place the quarter-inch dowel rod on the template at the base as shown and draw around it. If your spool is larger than mine, you may need to get a different sized dowel rod, and measure it so only the length of the spool sticks out from the template. Cut out the 2 gaps. Copy the gaps onto another template. On a 3rd and 4th template, cut out only the top gap as well as the trigger. On the 5th and 6th templates, cut an extra ½ inch in this groove as shown and cut out the trigger. On the 7th and 8th templates, cut the template in half at this point. Save all of the pieces, you'll need them later. From both of the trigger halves, cut out this section. At this point, you should have 2 of each of these pieces. Take templates 1 and 2, place the ½ inch dowel rod in the top slot, and duct tape it in place on both sides. Place the quarter-inch dowel rod in the lower slot and duct tape it in place. Since the dowel is so small, you may want to attach it to a single template instead of both. Wrap the trigger in aluminum tape. Place the 3rd template on the blaster and duct tape it in place. Flip the gun over and duct tape the 4th template in place. Cut a strip of aluminum tape to cover this section of the gun. Notice that I cover the top as well as the sides. Place the 5th and 6th templates on either side and duct tape them in place. Use the square portion of a 7th template piece to draw and cut out 2 more. Place 1 square on each side of the blaster and duct tape them in place. Draw a line down the side of the remaining square 1 inch inward. Draw a 1 inch by 1 inch square in the middle of this line, 1/4 inch from the bottom as shown. An adhesive foam square works great as a stencil. Cut down the line and cut out the square, so now you have 2 pieces. Use this first set to trace the design on a second square and cut it in the same way. Place the first set of pieces on the gun with the cutout square at the bottom closest to the trigger. Duct tape the pieces in place. Repeat the process on the other side. Cut a line down the side of a toilet paper roll. Wrap the roll over the top of the gun. Mark out a rectangle a ½ inch from the bottom closest to the barrel that extends down either side another ½ inch. Cut out the rectangle and duct tape the roll in place. Cut a second roll down the middle and wrap it around the bottom of the gun. Duct tape the roll to the base of the gun. Cut away the section that covers your 1 inch by 1 inch square on both sides. Repeat on the other side. Wrap a piece of duct tape from one side around the front and to the other side for extra stability. Begin wrapping the entire gun in aluminum tape. Cut a couple small cardboard rectangles and insert them into the top of the gun as spacers. Do the same for the small section at the front. Use a piece of duct tape to connect the small top portion to the front of the gun for extra stability and cover the area in aluminum tape. Be sure to wrap this section separately so that the difference in depth remains visible. Place the 2 handle pieces from earlier on either side of the gun. Attach them with adhesive foam squares. Wrap 3 or 4 pipe cleaners around the handle once and cut away the excess. Wrap the handle in electrical tape. Wrap half the barrel in electrical tape as well. Wrap pieces of a foam cup holder around the barrel-less spacers and duct tape them in place. Remember to leave a half-inch gap between the gun and the foam. Place a toilet paper roll over the foam. Insert some small spacers at the front of the paper roll to make it flush with the top of the gun. Wrap the barrel in aluminum tape, including both ends. Wrap 2 more paper towel rolls in aluminum tape. Cut one down the center. Use a hole punch to create a row of holes along one side. Repeat for the other roll. Place the first roll around the barrel so the line of hole punches is on the side of the gun. Place the other roll so its line of holes is on the other side. Cut the pieces so you have a seamless circle around the barrel. Use adhesive foam squares to attach the pieces in place. Rewrap the seams in aluminum tape. Wrap the front of the gun in electrical tape. Wrap the wooden spool in aluminum tape and use superglue to attach it in place on the dowel rod. You can also reinforce it with aluminum tape. Cut a square plate out of cardstock to fit over the side of the blaster. Mine is 3.5 by 3 inches. Trace and cut out a second. Wrap both pieces with aluminum tape. Draw a line down the plate 1 inch inward. Cut the plate down the line. Place the pieces on the gun and use a foam square to trace the square section. Cut it out from both pieces. Use double stick tape or superglue to secure the pieces in place. Repeat on the flip side. Draw in the designs of the gun with a black pen as shown. Press hard. The aluminum is soft, so you'll get a nice engraved look. Continue the lines on the top and bottom of the gun, then connect them when you draw the lines on the flip side. Paint the interior square of the gun black. Use a toothpick or your finger to create smudges of black at these points. Use a hole punch on a piece of aluminum tape to create small circles. Remember to hole punch before you remove the wax backing of the aluminum tape. Remove the backing from the circles and attach 2 to the hand grip with superglue as shown. Attach the others to the black smudges from earlier. Use a black pen to draw in the design of a 6-pointed drill bit on each faux screw head. Use your finger to apply a very light smudge effect to the entire gun. This will give it a worn look. And there's your finished NN-14 blaster.
Sorry again for the delay. Tell Chewie I'll have his bowcaster up before my movie comes out.